What's up, everyone? It's your boy Showtimedr. Hope y'all doing well. So before I get into all the crazy strategy and, you know, guides and what have you, recommendations, I want to give you guys a review of the game so far. Played it for about 8 hours or so last night. Probably a little more, actually. And then, yeah, just tell you guys what I see in it, what I like, little things I don't like here and there, but overall what I'm thinking. So, last Cloudia, it's made by a company called Aldous. It's actually my first time playing any of their games, so I got no history to go on with them. But from what I've been playing, this reminds me very heavily of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. The good parts of it. Of course, I hear that game's doing much better now, but personally, after the 7-star meta got a little crazy for me 3 to 4 months after it came out, I quit that game and went back a couple times, but nothing too super serious. But the good times I had with that game, I can see in this game. And just to sum it up real quick, I'll actually go over it with you in a second to prove my rationale. It's basically Star Ocean kind of combat, for those of you that have played that. I also hear it's very comparable to other gacha games. It has the upgrade systems combined from FF10 with the Sphere Grid, Final Fantasy VI with the Arc system, and then a lot of FFBE upgrades as well, so very heavily Final Fantasy influenced and Square influenced in general. So let me go over what I mean here. So yeah, let's go. I guess I'll go into the upgrade system first before I do anything. So, right here, this is your party members. These are your arcs. Your arcs are basically espers from Final Fantasy VI. You equip them to the unit. They cost a certain amount of this orb currency at the top you see here to deploy for every battle. And then when you click on an arc, it's going to tell you, okay, it takes this much ability points, I'm going to call them, so 300 in this case, and you get this skill. And as you level the arc up, you get more and more skills, and all of these skills can be transferred to whichever characters you want. So you can already see right now, like, let me go to, I'll just go to the arc screen. So easy way to get your full arc list here. You can see it gets pretty crazy once you level the arcs up, even though early recommendation, don't level the arcs past level 2, just because the deployment costs and orb get pretty ridiculous. But anyway, so you can see here, even with your non-SSR arcs, there's a lot of skills to learn and a lot of things to do, so. And super crazy arcs are down at the bottom here, so that's how that works up. That's very similar to the Esper system from Final Fantasy VI. And then also, when you look at a specific arc, excuse me, let me click one. You're going to see in here, you know, these are the passive stats you're going to get. There is also a passive ability. So in this case, it's reducing the cooldown of certain skills. Skill cooldown is what I assume that stands for, by 5 seconds each wave. Usually there's about 3 to 4 waves per map. So a little bit of reduction on your skills. Now, when I mentioned FFBE to you guys, this is basically a Trust Mastery reward right here. So the Arc Ether, you click on it randomly after battle. Sometimes it will give you like a 0.1, just like the Trust Mastery system. And it's got a particular item here that you can get. So in this case, Bangle of the Master Thief, chance to obtain an item upon defeating an enemy. It's got all the attribute stuff here, so it might say like immune to blind, what have you, 20% resistance to whatever element. It's very similar in that case. And you got your base stats here on whatever the item's giving you, and it's going to tell you accessory, weapon, whatever. So good stuff there. And then in order to, instead of trust Moogles, in this game it's just basically dupes. If you get a dupe of this arc, it adds 5%. And yeah, that's obviously going to take a very long time to farm. You know, free to play pretty much. But that's the cool stuff there. And then now when you go to units, this is where the grid system comes into play. So right here, XP here. You can increase their max level here. Eventually, when you get to Awaken, you can do that here. Got all the base stats and everything. Now, abilities. This is pretty much the Final Fantasy X grid system. You know, not quite as circular and all that, but it's there, so. And what you do here, there's drops in the world. You get them. You can find them just by clicking the, let me drink some water so I quit doing that. You can find them just by clicking the magnifying glass here. Oh, excuse me. And then right here, you know, you just go down. There's no story unlocks. Abilities are the main thing you go for early, so in this case, I actually want to start going down here and then eventually get Cure Blindness, whatever other abilities I can get my hands on. And there's some passives, and farming for these is going to take time as well. So that's a little bit of FF10. Excuse me, FF10 influence there. Now, I am expecting this game's going to get just as convoluted as FFBE because I've already read some guides where it's basically like you want a physical attacker in most cases because physical attackers have an easier time breaking a lot of targets. But, you know, some bosses or what have you, they're immune, not immune, maybe like resistant to physical, I guess is the easiest way. So you can take some of the items in the game or some of the abilities you get from arcs and you can turn a physical DPS into like a hybrid thunder DPS, just like you can in FFBE. And, you know, if they eventually have the raid bosses they have in that game, where, yeah, you got to be 100% resistant to this and immune to this, and you got to do this type of damage, but you also have to do this type of damage in Phase 2. It's going to get pretty convoluted like that, so that's what I'm expecting. Because the raid system in FFBE is just, you ain't ready for it. It'll get you. So, out here, there's different little soul spots that you unlock. So here's one right here. You can just click in the lower right. And you gotta collect these every so much time. So you level them up. And then in the corner up here, you actually level up the maximum capacity of what you can carry, so. And I'll get more into that later in other videos, guys. But I wanted to show you guys, I've been farming something in particular, so I might as well go back over here. I'll show you guys combat. It's over here. Oh, I might be wrong. Okay, I guess it's actually up here. Oh, GG. Okay, let me just go find it. There's a particular item I'm trying to farm so I can unlock more of the Beastman's grid up here. See. There it is. Okay, so, and then you can come in here, they got the same thing with FFBE clear rewards, so you get bonus crystals here. So you come in, friend units, you guys know how that all goes. I'm gonna try to save some of my better friend units, though, because there's certain dungeons I need to clear in a certain manner. Okay, so you basically, you set up your arcs, you set up your characters, you go. And this is how combat's gonna work. Now combat, it's a little different because I've unlocked auto and manual. So with auto and manual, you can basically change targets, which you couldn't do earlier, and then auto, you could have it do full auto if you want. Auto's up here. So what happens in the bottom here, there's magic. You can get magic either from your characters or from the arcs. And then, like, it's on auto now, but if I want, I turn auto off and I could, let me just turn auto off. do magic here, and I decide, okay, I want to hit this guy or this guy, whatever. And mana's limited. We already wrecked him so fast. But for those of you that remember, like Star Ocean 2, that's pretty much combat. Now, the cooldown stuff, you can get up to, say, 5 instances of Ice Coffin, so you can save it. And if you want, you could switch targets. Okay, use Ice Coffin. Has a chance to stun sometimes. And it'll slowly charge all these abilities as you unlock them. Abilities don't cost any mana, just magic does. So say I want to use Ice Coffin, cool. I want to use Blizzard, alright. And what have you. So now, we'll get to it here. There's also breaks in this game. Breaks when you break something. I believe it's about 50% defense break, and you got, it feels like it's about 10 to 15 seconds to just like dump everything on bosses. So you see here, try Rising. Now you can switch between all your characters and execute whatever. In this case, I'm gonna start going on this ad so that our casters don't have to worry about them so much. You see I stunned them. And then once we get him down, go ahead and hit my ability here, because this is a buff. It buffs magic and physical by 20% damage. No base damage. Apparently it's a little bit more. The break's about to come up. I see it's coming, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit one of my stronger abilities. Go ahead and switch targets. We can actually get on the boss here and then just start smashing them with whatever you got. And you can turn on and off, you know, whether NPCs can use abilities, what have you. The break bar is slowly refilling here, so once he gets it back, you gotta do it again. So if you want to micro, you can basically micro as much as you want. If you don't want to micro, you don't have to micro. Now, one of the other things that I'm enjoying about this is there's basically no stamina. There is and there isn't, and I'll explain it to you. Let me get through this. It'll be easier to show you. Nope. So as you can see, no stamina anywhere. Stamina is basically your orbs, per se, but there's a way around it once your characters get strong enough, or say you're doing like a farming dungeon, and between your base character stats, and you don't really need your arc bonuses, you can basically just take your arcs off. So, like I could take my arcs off, just come in to the party screen. And you see the deployment costs right here. So this is the total. You can see it per arc right here. So you could just say, you know what, I don't want to use my arc. Okay. And swap arc. Remove. Takes deployment costs down. So you can do that whenever you want to go to farm dungeons and just farm things. Or for particular gear you're trying to find or what have you. So probably shouldn't have did that because I forgot exactly which one he was using. Remember here. I think it was Beast Hunter actually. So there you have it. So look at stats and stuff if you want, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It's like you can go to your friend units and you can decide, okay, you know, they got this unit, but it's built this certain way, and you can look at what they're geared with, what abilities they have. It's pretty fun. It's just a really fun game, guys, and there's a lot of complication to, you know, how you want to build your party, how you want to build your team. You can take your arcs and give skills to whichever characters you want. You know, within reason. You can't just have every skill, but they can have all the skills available. In fact, let me show you that. You can just... I don't think I have anyone maxed. But you can sit here, skill set. Okay, I want you to use this. I want you to use that. What have you, so... Yeah, actually, I don't really need that one. I don't need Thunderbolt right now. And there's all types of passives and craziness. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot to show. So you could have passives. Oh, he doesn't have any yet. But you get my gist. You can take passive whatever, turn it on, turn it off. And it's just really fun, so... Looking forward to it. The combat's good. Story's okay. It's okay. It's your typical anime story. You know how it is. And I guess that's it for why I'm enjoying the game. I'm gacha in this game. I guess that's important to go over. Unfortunately, this daily gacha is a paid gacha, which kind of sucks, honestly. That's one thing I don't like, but that's the way it is. 10 times gacha, you get an SR guaranteed. Arcs in this game, to get the SSR versions, there's about a 5.5% pull rate, which is pretty good. There's also a 3% chance to get the characters, you see kind of here on the banner. So basically an 8.5% chance to get something good. The summon animation's really cool, I wish I could show you, but it's basically like summoning Ragnarok when you get an SSR arc. It's pretty funny, or SSR anything. A ticket gacha can only be used on the base banners. So... In fact, you know what? Where are we on that? Hold on. I know I got extra tickets, I just don't know where they went. Well, anyways, there's a particular tickets between, so screw it, we'll do one. There you guys. Probably won't get anything good, but... So, if this turns red, which it probably won't, because it can randomly upgrade, but it's blue, and then there's yellow, and then there's red. So if it turned red, then there's this big-ass, like, you know, what would you call it? Like that beast of lore or whatever, just coming out of the, like a tear in the sky. Oh, crap. It's pretty cool. That's pretty much how that goes. Anyways, I think I blabbed on enough, so... I guess we can just look at probability right here. Or not. Maybe that's not up. Well, anyways, guys, so that'll be enough for this video, so... If you feel like trying it out, let me know. Got my friend code there on the other side of my head. And that'll be it for me, guys, so have yourselves a good day. I'll catch you guys later on. Peace out.